Hi, welcome to my Ecuagenera orders updates. So since April, somewhere I believe either mid to end of April, I had placed an order from Ecuagenera for 4 plants, and out of the 4 plants, only these two survived, and one of them is Oncidium sotoanum. It has also another name. This plant's fared pretty well since April. It's grown a couple of new pseudobulbs over here, and there's been a lot of progress on the other side too with another pseudobulb, and it's made progress. It came with some spikes, but those aborted, of course. But it's rooted successfully, and I'm hoping that this guy will actually bloom this fall. I had two other Phragmipediums, Humilia Arius, and I think it was Carol Cancer times Caudatum, and that didn't survive. But I used the experience of that order to apply to my second order. But so the only living frag from that order, Phragmipedium Cyrilla alca, it grew a little bit, but it's not growing very much. I did mark the leaves just to show you what it's done since being here. So this has grown that much from here to there, but the pot got very moldy not that long ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago, and I decided to repot it again and clean it up. And I did find two active roots in here. But the plant is very slow to grow. So this little growth is growing too, but that's from April, so it's not growing all that much. And there's a little thingy here, which is, well, I don't know. It seems to have stopped growing since I repotted it, so I guess it's concentrating on some roots. So that was the April order. So from Canada Day, July 1st, I ordered 4 Phragmipediums, and so it was basically take 2. So far this order was a lot more successful, even though a lot of the growths were kind of rotted due to the heat. But I did mark them, as you could see, on 50721. So the marks, it doesn't look like they've grown much. I mean, this one's grown this much, and this one's grown, whoops, this guy's grown this much from here to here. So, but it's fat. I don't know, something's happening. So it's actively growing, and I put some moss just recently to try and encourage the roots at the base. We'll see if that does anything. But certainly on the other side, by the way, this had a spike and it aborted. So, but there is a new growth coming off of this old thing, and I think I remember successfully. Yes, there's another one there coming off of the aborted growth. So I think it's doing okay. I haven't looked inside the pot, but the plant is doing okay, so I'm not going to bother it too much. Phragmipedium St. Gwen. I was really worried about this plant. It didn't have a lot of roots, and there was a spike here which aborted, of course. And but this growth is coming along. It's nice and firm. It's greened up considerably. And as you can see, there's a growth there. And I don't know, there's at least some roots coming out, as you can see. So, oh, and here's the progress on this one. It is growing, so that's a good sign. And this is the aborted. The aborted spike actually grew too, which is kind of strange. So, anyways, this juice grown. Look at that. So it's encouraging. This plant looks like it wants to live. This is Phragmipedium mini grande, and it seemed okay at first, even though it had no roots. But it really started wilting, so I put some sphagnum moss, and it seems to have recovered. So that's a good sign. But since arriving, it really hasn't done much. So it's not dead, so I guess that's a good sign. I also gave these plants a second seaweed extract treatment. So that seems to help too with the roots. And here's the update on Godzilla, which is Fritz Schomburg. I really didn't think these plants were this big. I used to have a blooming Cyrilla alca, which isn't all that different when you think about it. It's Covacei times Delisandroi, as opposed to this one, which is Covacei times Besseyi. So, and it wasn't half as big. I mean, the leaves are twice as long as the one I used to have. So I don't know. It's huge. So, anyways, I'm not complaining really, because if I flip the plant around, I mean, it's grown so much, I had to remark the plant. So, so from here to here is what it grew from July 1st. So that's like about almost 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters. It's grown that much since arriving here. And I remarked the leaves. Yeah, just a couple of days ago. And look, it's grown this much. So that's like half a centimeter. I don't know. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. So, yeah, so that's this growth. And this minor growth also is growing. It's just kind of hard to show. So as you can see, the other growth has grown from here to here also, probably, yeah, maybe close to 3 centimeters since July 5th, according to the tag. And this leaf wasn't even here, so it's unmarked. So it's growing quite fast. So I didn't mark these long leaves to see if they were growing, because this is a previously bloomed growth, so I didn't bother marking it. I didn't check the roots in the pots, but this was the only one that really had good roots to begin with. So I guess that makes all the difference. And as you can see, it's growing. I chopped off this growth because it was rotted, and I was afraid it would go into the plant. But it's growing a new growth off of that. So all in all, I'm pretty happy. I think it's far away from blooming though, because if it has to be this big, it's got some ways to go. But nevertheless, I am happy with the progress of this one. That's my update. of my Octogenera order. I hope you've enjoyed this update, and hope your plants are doing well, and happy growing.